Hey, what's up everybody? So, been a little bit of a delay between the last video and this one. Basically, ran out of money, and I had to take a little time to stack some dollars. I worked a lot of double shifts between the two jobs, even more than normal. And so then, between the intensity of the labor at my first job and the fact that I don't get a rest at all, I ended up straining my back, and I had to go take a little time off work, then go to a chiropractor to get my back straightened out, and so that set me back a little bit financially too. But good news is today I went to the Habitat for Humanity Restore, and they had a bunch of aluminum frame, double pane windows that they were clearing out. They had too many of them, so I managed to get 6 windows that are each, approximately 5 by 5 or 5 by 7. A couple of them are longer. They all open, which the 6 windows I already have, only one of them actually opens. So the cool thing is almost all of these open, and so now I have doubled my window inventory. I've got 12 windows now, ranging in size from the 4 2 foot by 2 foot windows all the way up to this rather large one behind me. So to put that in perspective, I did the math, and I've got about 50 linear feet of windows. If you just put them all end to end, there's 50 feet worth of windows going end to end, not counting vertical space or area of the window, just the length of it. And if you take the trailer being 32 foot long, with 2 walls and 2 walls on the side that are both going to be 8.5 foot long, that's approximately 80 linear feet of wall. So I've got 50 feet worth of windows to go in my 80 feet worth of wall. So that means that, a good 2/3 of the wall space will have a window in it. And I think that means that we'll have pretty good lighting in here. So, that was an awesome find. I paid altogether for all these windows, I paid, maybe less than $200. And, one of these windows, if I bought it brand new and went to one of the hardware stores and bought it, would cost me almost twice that for a window this size. So it's things like that that are going to help me bring this thing in under budget, and I'm hoping that trend continues. And now that I've got a little money, you're going to see progress continue. A lot of people have been asking me about the tongue weight of this thing, because this thing was originally 40 feet long, and I'm guessing that the places where they act, I haven't done I'm not an engineer, I haven't done the math, I wouldn't know how to do it, but this thing used to be an extra 5 feet long, so the placement of the axles maybe made sense when it was longer, but now that I've shortened the back end, the axles are a lot closer to the back than they are to the front, and so that's going to put a lot more weight on the tongue over there. Which means when you're driving down the road, there's a lot of weight, on the vehicle itself, on the actual attachment. So several people have mentioned that might not be a great idea, so I'm going to look into actually having my axles moved forward to compensate for that, to make the whole thing a little more stable. And if I can do that for a reasonable amount of money, I will do that. And so then I'll be putting new wheels, new brakes, moving the axles forward, and getting this thing completely roadworthy. That's going to be my goal for the month. And the moment all of that is done, you will start to see rapid change go on. As soon as I have the trailer ready to go, I've decided that I'm going to take a leave of absence from my second job, so that I will have Monday through, I'll basically be able to work 6 or 7 days a week, even if it's only for 3-4 hours a day. At least I'll be able to do it daily instead of doing it a couple times a week, which is all I can do right now. The money I make at my second job is not enough to cover the whole cost of the shop by itself. And so skipping days at the shop, I'm basically paying $200 a week to be here. And if I'm only here, 2 nights a week for a couple hours a night, I really need to get a lot done to make it worth that, expense. So by eliminating the job, I'm increasing the burden on my finances to get things done, but I'm also increasing the amount of time I'll have to put on it, which means, I'll be spending less in rent down the road because I won't have to rent the space as long. So that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. I apologize for not having a video or an update sooner. I will try not to go that long again, and I hope to have more interesting things to tell you and show you. I'm going to start working on the sketch while I'm waiting to get the axle and the wheels and all that stuff done. So in the meantime for that, I'll start, as I get a little progress done on the sketch, I'll start describing that and showing it to you guys so that you can kind of get a better feel for how I'm planning this thing out. I had originally planned on building this thing with a loft at either end, basically so that there'd be room for me and a guest room. Because of the height restrictions in my space, I looked everywhere, a place I could afford. I could not find any places with like 20-foot doors. So the highest door I could find was this space. It has a 12-foot door. So I cannot build this thing to 13.5 feet, which is the legal limit, because I won't get out the door. And so because of that, the max height on this house is going to be 12 feet. And the bed, the platform of the bed is approximately 22 inches, just under 2 feet. With a little weight on there, it'll probably sink a little bit, but so I'm only going to have about 10 foot of headroom inside the house to play with. And if I put a 4-foot loft in one section of that, that means that the ceiling is going to be right here. And I don't think that's going to be comfortable. I think that's going to make the place feel very cramped. So things may change again as I get to sketching. I'd love to put the loft space in if I could, but kind of where I'm thinking is because of the length of this one compared to some of the ones that I've seen, I may put just a back bedroom on the very back, make that, like I plotted it out, it could be approximately, it's going to be 8 foot, the trailer's going to be 8.5 foot wide, and if you take the walls into consideration, it's going to be almost 8 foot on the inside. So it's going to be almost 8 foot by, maybe 6 or 8 foot as the bedroom, with immediately attached to the bedroom and probably open will be like a closet area, and then from the closet you'll go into the bathroom, and then out of the bathroom on the other side into the kitchen, into a living room. So the kitchen living room will be a big open space that will take up approximately half of the trailer, and then the bedroom, closet, bathroom will be the other half of the trailer. And so I think the bedroom will be big enough for like a queen size or a king size bed. I'm planning to use a Murphy bed in that bedroom, so during the day that bed can fold up, and there's a 8 foot by 6 foot room that can be used for, I'm a musician, so it could be a place to record, some guitar tracks or something, as a temporary setup. I may even run some cabling in the walls as I'm building to make all this kind of studio-y kind of stuff easier, so I don't have to have cables running through the house. Definitely going to run things like HDMI and Ethernet cables through the space so that the whole space is wired. I'll have my wireless Wi-Fi router, but why not wire everything too? That way, it's easy to do and relatively inexpensive. So I'm a techie kind of guy. I'm going to put in, fun internet-controlled lights because all the lights for the whole setup is not going to be that expensive, and it'll make the house more unique and more mine, and it'll make it a space that I enjoy being in more. So, that's going to be one of the things that happen. You'll see it. There's a really cool app for this thing. Philips has some lights, and there's a third-party app you can get that will make your music playlist, make the lights change colors in pulsing to your music. So I'll have a total disco house when it's done. You know, run LED strips all around it so there's mood lighting, and I can do all kinds of fun stuff. So this will get interesting. I've actually been looking into the idea. I always wanted to have an aquarium, and I never got around to doing it. And now I've always had the idea after seeing it in some movie. I think it was one of the Mission Impossible movies, maybe the second one. Anyway, they had like an aquarium as a window. So I'm really considering the idea, you know, of looking into, you know, I'm building the whole house. If I built some kind of shelf with an aquarium sitting right against the glass of a window, it wouldn't actually be an aquarium window built in, but I mean, it could be built in that way so that it looks like it's the window. And I think that'd be pretty cool. But I may or may not do that idea, but, you know, you'll have to watch the rest of the videos to see if I did. So yeah, I guess I'll sign off for now and try to edit this video real quick. Oh yeah, I got internet in the space now, so you know, I can upload much faster than before, and I can, you know, do the upload from the computer that I do the edit on. So hopefully that will speed up my turnaround time on the videos. Okay, so I think that's about it. So questions, comments, please ask them. Oh yeah, to the guy who thinks that I'm a virgin living in my mom's basement, I'm thousands of miles away from my mom's basement. I wish I was living for free in my mom's basement, but no, I live in a van. And yeah, you can be the judge of whether I'm a virgin or not. That's up to you. Feel free to comment. All right, take it easy, guys.